Hi everybody, let us discuss some of the questions from chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variations. First part we shall discuss today. The first part is up to deviation from the concept of dominance. Right, up to that we shall discuss some of the questions. Let us see the first question. Choose the correct statement. Sahiwal cows of Punjab are developed through artificial selection or domestication. So this information is given in the introductory part to the chapter. So this statement is the correct one. This is the correct statement. Let us see whether other three are correct or incorrect. Mendel was the first person to conduct hybridization experiments. No, he was not the first person. Earlier to Mendel, other people also conducted hybridization experiments. Mendel carried out hybridization experiments on sweet pea. No, he has not carried out on sweet pea. He carried out hybridization experiments on garden pea or Pisum sativa. Mendel conducted hybridization experiments for 8 years. No, he conducted experiments for 7 years, that is 1856 to 1863. Let us see the answer, whether the first one is given or not. Yes, first one is given. Here is the solution. Sahiwal cows of Punjab were developed through artificial selection and domestication. Mendel was not the first to conduct hybridization experiments. That means earlier some others also conducted hybridization experiments. Mendel conducted hybridization experiments on garden pea, not sweet pea. Mendel did hybridization experiments for 7 years, not 8 years. Coming to the next question. Incorrect statement you have to choose here. Mendel for the first time applied mathematical logic and statistics to problems in biology. This is the correct statement. Mendel's experiments had greater credibility to the data he collected from large sample sizes. This is also a correct statement. Mendel substantiated his inferences related to rules of inheritance by carrying out test crosses. This is also correct. He chose the size of starch grains of pea seeds as one of the characters to conduct monohybrid crosses. This is wrong. He didn't choose size of the starch grains. He has chosen some other characters. The 7 characters he chose. So fourth one is the incorrect statement. Let us see the answer. Fourth one is given. Here is the solution. Mendel selected 7 characters that have contrasting traits such as length of stem, position of flower, color of flower. The brackets, the contrasting traits are given. Shape of seed, color of cotyledons, shape of pod, and color of pod. Mendel didn't choose the size of starch grains as one of the features in his experiments. Coming to the next question. Statement 1, statement 2. So let us see the statements. Gene of pea meant for color of flower also influences the color of seed coat. Absolutely true. So whatever gene that is meant for having the information for the color of the flower. Color of the flower, violet and white. Also influences color of seed coat. Yes, seed coat is grey and white. The flower is white, seed coat is also white. The flower is violet, seed coat is grey. White flowered plant has grey seed coat and white flowered one with white seed coat. Absolutely true. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. So this information is not given in the book about the seed coat. But we have to know, since the gene for flower color is given, violet as the dominant trait and white as the recessive trait, we should know the other influence of this particular gene. So such type of genes are referred as pleiotropic genes. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Here because one gene influencing more than one characters. Right? So hence it is pleiotropic. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. That means fourth option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Fourth one. Gene of pea that influences the color of flower also influences the color of seed coat. It is a pleiotropic gene. Coming to the next one. A true breeding line is the one that. What is the true breeding line? Let us see that. It must be the definition for that one. Having undergone continuous cross-pollination, no, continuous self-pollination, shows stable trait inheritance and expression for several generations. Continuous cross-pollination, how can it show stable trait inheritance? No. Having undergone induced mutations, no. Mutations have variations are brought about. Stable trait inheritance and expression for several generations. Having undergone natural mutations, mutations may change. So this is also incorrect. So having undergone continuous self-pollination shows stable trait inheritance and expression for several generations. Right? So the continuously self-pollination is done. There is no change in the nature or the traits of the offspring. Such lines are referred as true breeding lines or pure lines, you can also call them as. So fourth option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Fourth one is given. A true breeding line shows stable trait inheritance and expression for several generations formed due to self-pollination. Coming to the next question. Assertion reason type. Assertion. The trait constricted pod for the character shape of the pod is recessive over inflated pod. Absolutely true. In terms of shape of the pod, inflated is dominant and constricted pod is recessive. The offspring formed upon crossing the true breeding inflated and constricted pod parents has only constricted pods. Yes, when a cross is made between the parental generations, one is true breeding parents, one is with inflated pod, another one is with the constricted pod. Whatever offspring, that is F1 generation, that is formed will be having only inflated pod. So here, offspring formed upon crossing the true breeding inflated and constricted pod parents has only constricted parts. This is wrong. So here, the answer must be the assertion is correct, the reason is incorrect. Answer is 1. A is correct, R is incorrect. In a pair of contrasting traits for a character, when a cross is made between such a true breeding parent, the trait that appears is described as a dominant trait, and the one hidden but expressed in the next generation formed due to selfing is described as recessive. Right? So assertion is correct and the reason is incorrect. Coming to the next one. The matching type. Color trait not considered by Mendel. So Mendel considered the color of seeds, color of flowers, and color of pods. So what colors he has selected? Color of pod, green as dominant and yellow as recessive. Color of the seed are cotyledons. Yellow as dominant, green as recessive. And color of flowers, violet dominant and white flowers are recessive. So color trait not considered by Mendel. Red he has not considered. Not at all considered. A3. Dominant trait for flower color violet 4. B4. A3 B4. Say dominant trait for seed color yellow 1. C1. Dominant trait for pod color green D2. A3 B4 C1 D2. First option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. First one. The red color was not considered by Mendel for any character. Green parts are dominant over yellow parts. Yellow seeds are dominant over green seeds of P. Violet flowers are dominant to white flowers of P. Coming to the next question. Identify the correct recessive traits of P. Correct recessive traits of P as selected by Mendel. Dwarf plants. Absolutely true. Dwarf plants are recessive. Auxiliary flowers. They are dominant. Wrinkled seeds. Wrinkled seeds are recessive. White flowers, recessive. Yellow parts, recessive. So A, C, D, E. A, C, D, and E. A, C, D, and E. Second option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Second one. Dwarf plants are recessive to tall plants. Wrinkled seeds are recessive to round or smooth seeds. White flowers are recessive to violet flowers. Yellow parts are recessive to green parts. Axillary flowers are dominant over terminal flowers. Coming to the next question. Choose the correct statement. You have to choose the correct statement. The phenotypic ratio for F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross is 2:1. The phenotypic ratio for F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross is 2:1. No, it is 3:1. It is incorrect. The genotypic ratio for F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross 1:1. No, it is 1:2:1. Homozygous plants are not obtained in F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross. Wrong. Homozygous plants are obtained for both dominant trait as well as recessive trait in F2 generation. 50% of pea plants of F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross are heterozygous. Absolutely true. The genotypic ratio is 1:2:1 in F2 generation of monohybrid cross. So, one is the first one, 1:2:1. The first one is dominant homozygous. So, 2 is the heterozygous dominant. And the third one in the third place is homozygous recessive. So, fourth option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. The 4. The phenotypic ratio for F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross is 3:1. The genotypic ratio for F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. Homozygous plants for both dominant 25% and recessive 25% traits are obtained in F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross. 50% of pea plants of F2 generation of Mendelian monohybrid cross are heterozygous. Coming to the next question. Choose the incorrect statement with respect to Mendel's inheritance of one gene. 3 types of genotypes are found in F2 generation. This is the correct statement. We have to choose the incorrect statement. Both parental phenotypes are found in F2 generation. Absolutely true. So dominant and recessive both are found in F2 generation. This is the correct statement. F1 generation plants not only show one of the parental phenotypes, but also genotypes. This is wrong. F1 generation plants show one of the parental phenotypes, it is correct. Dominant phenotype they show, but genotypes not. Genotype is altogether different from parents. Parents are homozygous, dominant homozygous recessive. Whereas F1 generation plant is heterozygous dominant. The third option is the incorrect one. Phenotypic ratio deviates from genotypic ratio in F2 generation. Yes, absolutely. We see phenotypic ratio 3:1, genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. So third option must be the incorrect one. 1, 2, and 4 are correct statements. So third option must be the answer. Third one. Here is the explanation. F1 generation plants show one of the parental phenotypes, but not genotypes. They show dominant phenotype, but genotype is heterozygous. Coming to the next question. Which among the following conclusions was not proposed by Mendel after observing the results of monohybrid crosses and related test crosses? One of the conditions was not proposed by Mendel. Occurrence of the factors in pairs in an organism. So it was proposed. In a dissimilar pair of factors, one factor dominates the other factor. It was also proposed. Blending of alleles for both the contrasting traits in both F1 and F2 generations. No, this was not proposed. He said that they do not blend. So this was not proposed by Mendel, third one. Alleles of a pair, whether similar or dissimilar, are segregated during gamete formation. Yes, he proposed this one. So, based on that only, the law of segregation is dependent. So, this is the law of segregation. Third option must be the conclusion that was not made by Mendel. That is his answer. Third one. Alleles for both the traits do not show any blending and were separated during gamete formation. Yes. Coming to the next question. Statement 1, statement 2. So for inheritance to flower color in snapdragon, there is a formation of more pink flowered plants than red flowered or white flowered plants in F2 generation. Absolutely true. Because the phenotypic ratio in this partial or incomplete or semi-dominance pattern of inheritance, the genotypic ratio and phenotypic ratio in F2 generation is 1:2:1. The one is the dominant parent, the other one is the recessive parent, but the two related to the heterozygous, that is the altogether different phenotype. So there is formation of more pink flower. In F1 generation, only pink flowers are formed. In F2 generation, red, pink, and white flowers are formed in 1:2:1 ratio. Statement 1 is correct. Pink flowered plants exist in both homozygous and heterozygous condition. Now, pink flowered plants exist only in heterozygous condition, but not homozygous. In homozygous, either red or white. The dominant traits are the dominant trait is red. Recessive trait is white. Right. Pink flowered plants exist in both homozygous and heterozygous is incorrect. So statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. The first option must be the correct one. For inheritance to flower color in stamp drive, there is a formation of 50% pink flowered plants, 25% red flowered, and 25% white flowered plants in F2 generation. Pink flowered plants exist in only heterozygous condition. Coming to the next question. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A. Okay, this assertion is a type question. Let us see the assertion and reason. Inheritance of A, B, O blood groups in humans show both dominance and codominance pattern of inheritance. Absolutely true. So, the A and B blood groups with respect to O, they show dominance pattern of inheritance. Right? So, A and B blood groups show codominance pattern of inheritance. Right? AB with respect to blood group A and B, codominance. With respect to blood group A and O, or with respect to B and O, they show dominance pattern of inheritance. Reason. Allele IA, IB. So the allele is designated as A is the antigen, B is the antigen. So allele I means it is isoagglutinogen. So allele IA and IB are codominant. Absolutely true. If a true breeding parent with A blood group that marries the another parent with true breeding for B blood group, naturally the offspring that is formed so will be AB. Genotype will be IA, IB to each other, but IA and B are dominant allele to I. Yes, absolutely true. Assertion is correct. Reason is also correct, and the reason clearly explaining the assertion. So A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Let us see the answer. Fourth one. Here is the explanation. Inheritance of ABA blood groups in humans show both the dominance and codominance pattern of inheritance because alleles IA and IB are codominant to each other. But IA and IB are dominant to allele I, small I, that is. That means if a O blood group, there is no formation of A and B antigens and the membrane of red blood cells or plasma membrane of red blood cells. So these antigen A, B antigens So these are glycolipids, right? Coming to the next one. Test cross is the cross between what we test cross. For the first time, Mendel carried out test cross. It's a cross between a dominant phenotype whose genotype is not known with a recessive parent or in a recessive organism is not a test cross. Let us see what are the options that are given. Two breeding lines with the contrasting traits or one or more than one characters. No, it is not cross between two breeding lines. Dominant phenotypic organism with a recessive parent. Yes, this is true. Dominant phenotypic organism whose genotype is not known has to be crossed with a recessive parent to determine the genotype of the dominant phenotype. True is the correct one. Dominant phenotypic organism with any one of the parental lines. If a dominant phenotypic organism is crossed with any one of the parental lines, it is not back cross. Two phenotypically recessive organisms. No. Second option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Second one. Test cross is cross between phenotypically dominant individual with unknown genotype with a recessive parent to determine the genotype of dominant phenotype. That is the definition for it. That was first carried out by Mendel. He only coined the term test cross and he substantiated his ideas or principles. Right? With test cross, he confirmed his results and ideas. So, cross between a hybrid with any one of the parent is called as back cross. So, a test cross is a back cross, can be a back cross, but every back cross is not test cross. Coming to the next question. Matching. Codominance. Example for codominance, AB blood group. So, in AB blood group on RBC, both antigen and B antigen both are seen or both are found. So, partial dominance or incomplete dominance, flower color in snapdragon. So, A4, B3. Dominance pattern of inheritance. Pod color inheritance in P, that dominance pattern of inheritance. So, green parts are dominant, yellow parts are recessive. Pleiotrophy, gene that influences the shape of pea seeds. So, gene that influences the shape of pea seeds. Shape means round or soft and wrinkled. That is the shape. That gene also influences the size of the starch grain. In terms of size of starch grain, this particular gene is involved in partial dominance or incomplete dominance. Right? In terms of shape of the seed, this gene shows the dominance pattern of inheritance or Mendelian pattern of inheritance. So, pleiotropy D1. So, the gene that influences the shape of the pea seeds also influences the size of the starch grains. So, D1. So, A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D1. First option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Codominance, AB blood group and MN blood groups. Partial dominance, flower color in snapdragon. Dominant inheritance of pod color in P. Pleiotropy, a gene that influences more than one character. Gene for pea seed shape also influences the size of the starch grain. In terms of size of starch grain, it incomplete dominance or partial dominance. In terms of shape of the seed, it influences the dominance pattern of inheritance. Coming to the next question. P and Q are the parents with different blood groups, whose offspring is R and S. Blood groups of R and S means offspring blood groups, neither similar to each other. So R and S, which is offspring of P and Q, their blood groups are neither similar to each other nor to their parents either. So blood group of R doesn't match with the blood group of S, also doesn't match with the blood group of P parent and Q parent. Similarly, S blood group also doesn't match with P and Q. Means all the four have got different blood groups. Then who must be the parents? So P and Q must have, one of the parents must have AB blood group, another parent must have the O blood group. Either P or Q, maybe AB, and the other parent must be the O. So when they see the parent, then there is a formation of what blood groups, AB and O, who are the parent. Then there is a formation of blood group A and blood group B. The blood group A is formed and blood group B is also formed. So there is no formation of AB blood group as well as O blood group, right? So the blood groups are P, Q, or S. P may be either AB or O. Q, the other one, it will be AB, O, A, and B, right? So parent must be AB and O, never A and B. Offspring must be the A and B. Let us see the concept. Whatever said, A, B, O, A, and B. For third option must be the correct one. Third one is given. The blood group of one parent P is AB, and the gametes of it has alleles either IA or IB. Two types of gametes are found by it. One with allele IA, right, which has a information for the formation of A antigen. Another gamete will be, another type of gamete will be the IB allele, which has got information for the formation of B antigen. Parent Q with blood group O as its gametic allele as I small I, means it cannot form any antigen over the RBC. So one of the child R has a blood group A. If that is the case, if IA and I, so the gamete is a few, then the formation of heterozygous A blood group. Similarly, IB and I, gamete with IB or another gamete with the I, they fuse, there is a formation of heterozygous B blood group individual, AB blood group. So offspring must be having one of them as A blood group, another one B blood group, and the parents must be, one is AB blood group, another one is O blood group. Then only there is the possibility of this one. So very clear the explanation is given. So this question is very tricky. If you have got, anybody still have got any doubt, you can WhatsApp the doubt. I will give the clear explanation through WhatsApp group. Let us go to the next question. 16. Identify the correct statements with respect to AB blood groups and their genotypes. Yes. Gene I, that is isoagglutinogen, has the three types of alleles. It is a multiple allelic. Multiple allelic genes, this gene is. It has got three alleles. What are they? IA, IB, and small I. Or I naught, we can also call it as. Three types. A is correct statement. There are 6 genotypes for ABO blood groups, absolutely true. For blood group A, there are 2 genotypes. Blood group B, 2 genotypes. Blood group O, 1 genotype. Blood group AB, 1 genotype. 6 genotypes for AB. For A blood group, homozygous IAIA, heterozygous A blood group, that is IAI or IAI naught. Similarly, B blood group. So A and B blood groups have got 2 genotypes. O blood group has got 1 genotype, and AB blood group has got 1 genotype. Total 6 genotypes. So number of types of alleles are 3. You want to know the number of genotypes for this one, you can use the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. You can use that formula. Use the genotypes. N is the 3, right? So n plus 1 means 3 plus 1, 4 by 2. 4 by 2 is equal to 2. 3 into 2, 6. So 6 genotypes will be formed. Blood groups A and B have 2 genotypes each. Blood groups A and B have two genotypes is absolutely true. One is homozygous, another one is heterozygous genotype. Blood group AB has no homozygous genotypes, absolutely true. AB has got IA and IB which is heterozygous. There is only one genotype that is heterozygous. Blood group O has no heterozygous genotype, it is also true. Has got homozygous, only one genotype that is small I or I naught. So A, B, C, D, E, all the five statements are correct. Fourth option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Fourth one. Gene I has the three types of alleles IA, IV, and I. Six genotypes are IA, for A blood group, IB, and IBI for B blood group, IB for AB blood group, and small I or I naught for O blood group. Coming to the next question. A pea plant with a genotype capital R small r for shape of a seed produces. I said the for shape of seed the pleiotropic gene. So in terms of shape of the seed, it produces dominant. It shows dominance pattern of inheritance. In terms of size of starch grain, partial dominance. Round seeds with the small sized starch grains. So if it is a genotype is the capital R small r, no doubt the seeds are round or smooth, but the starch grains have got medium size. Capital R, large sized starch grains are present in the seed. Capital R, medium sized. Small r, small sized starch grains. Because the gene capital R has information for the formation of branching enzyme. Right? Small r is not having or having less efficient branching enzyme for the formation of starch. Means the amylopectin formation, capital R has got information. So otherwise just amylose is formed, or much of the sugar that are formed left in the form of sucrose only. Right? The round seeds with the small size of starch grains. In our book it is given as capital B for size of starch grains, capital B, small b, it is given. Round seeds with small size starch grains, no, medium size starch grains is correct. Round seeds with larger size starch grains is also incorrect. Round seeds with medium size starch grain, this is correct. Third option is correct. Wrinkled seeds with medium size starch grains, wrong. It's a round only. Heterozygous or homozygous condition, round seeds only. Homozygous dominant condition, large size starch grains. Heterozygous condition, medium sized. Homozygous recessive, small size starch grains. Third option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Third one. The genotype is capital R small r for shape of the pea seed. It shows dominance pattern of inheritance with respect to shape of the seed and partial dominance with respect to size of starch grains. It is a pleiotropic gene as it influences more than one character. It forms smooth or round seeds with medium sized starch grains. Coming to the next question. Choose the incorrect statement. Dominance is an autonomous feature of gene. No. Dominance is not autonomous feature of a gene. Dominance is autonomous feature, not autonomous feature of a gene. It is not autonomous feature of the product of the gene which has got information for the formation of other product. So dominance is autonomous feature of a gene product that has information for the formation of a protein. No. It is not autonomous feature of messenger RNA. It is not autonomous feature of DNA. Dominance is not a feature of protein product. So it is a feature of protein product formed upon expression of a gene. So this is also incorrect statement. If we say dominance is a feature of protein product, then it is correct. Protein product of a gene influences the production of a particular phenotype that we are able to perceive or visualize. Correct statement. Whatever protein product that is formed upon expression of a gene after transcription and translation, that only influences the formation of particular phenotype or production of particular phenotype. Just having the messenger RNA will not be producing any phenotype. Just having the gene will not produce any particular phenotype unless it is totally expressed, means transcribed and translated. The protein product has to be found, then only the phenotype is produced, which can be seen or which can be perceived, and the phenotype can be felt. The fourth option must be the correct one. Let us see the answer. Fourth one. Here is the explanation. Dominance is a feature of nature of gene product which is involved in the production of a particular phenotype in the organism. Here, there the last paragraph in the particular part, after codominance and multiple alleles and all that, a description is given in the last paragraph. Should be carefully you have to read it out. Coming to the next question. Choose the incorrect statement. IA gene in blood group related gene product is involved in the production of a sugar attached to plasma membrane of RBC. Absolutely true. So, gene IA has got information for the formation of an enzyme known as glycosyl transferase. This glycosyl transferase transfers. It utilizes the H substance as a substrate and transfers N-acetyl galactosamine to the H substance to form IA antigen. So, attached box, this is correct. Production of a sugar means N-acetyl galactosamine that is attached to the H substance. IB gene product is involved in the production of a sugar attached to a plasma membrane of RBC. This is also correct. But this glycosyl transfer attaches galactose to the H substance. So, small I gene is not involved in the production of a sugar by using a substance as substrate. This is also correct statement, but one incorrect statement. Gene I product produces an antibody. No, it produces an antigen but not antibody. Right? The fourth option is the incorrect statement. Let us see. Fourth one is given. Gene I product produces an antigen known as antigen A, antigen B, or using a substance as substrate by using a substance as substrate. Right? So dominant allele, then on it can produce. So IA and IB are dominant alleles over the I, which is recessive allele. Coming to the next one. Which is the cytological evidence for Mendel's law of segregation? So, cytological evidence for Mendel's law of segregation is anaphase 1 of meiosis. In anaphase 1 of meiosis, only the maternal and paternal chromosomes are separated. Or the paired alleles present on homologous chromosomes are separated due to segregation. That is also known as theory of segregation, law of segregation. It is also known as disjunction. So mitotic anaphase, no. So there is no separation of homologous chromosomes in mitotic anaphase. Anaphase 1, absolutely true. Anaphase 2, just like mitosis. Anaphase 1, no. Anaphase 1 is the correct one. Let us see the answer. Anaphase 2. That is answer 2. Anaphase 1, answer 2 is correct. Anaphase 1 is cytological evidence for Mendel's law of segregation because the pair of similar or dissimilar alleles present on homologous chromosomes are separated during anaphase 1. It is known as disjunction or segregation. Coming to the, these are only the 20 questions. There is no further questions. So I request you to like, comment, subscribe and share. If any ambiguity is there in understanding particular 2 or 3 questions are there, you can post your doubts in WhatsApp group and WhatsApp number, and accordingly the answer will be given with all the description. So, thank you very much.